Recently I purchased some alloy wheels from my car second hand. They were a bargain, and it was disclosed that one of the wheels was buckled. So you can see the lip there. I've actually made some really good progress just using a rubber hammer and beating it, which as you can see has done no damage to the alloy whatsoever. But I'm not quite there yet. I've made a cardboard template to fit the wheel, and as you can see it just needs another push. See, the template fits fairly well in that area. That one's the inner edge. I've actually done a template for the outer edge. You see the lips damaged there. It does fit quite well on an undamaged section of the wheel. So I've currently devised a method of truing this wheel, and I'm going to have a go at it while you're watching. What I'm thinking of is an old brake pad. So I've bent the ends either side just so they don't dig in the alloy, and then a bottle jack. I've yet to find a way of securing it to the opposing side. I'm currently working on that, so I'll get back to you when I've got things set up. Well, I've now got the jack set up and in place. A few bits of wood. One of the challenges is this edge is on a slope, so I'm not going to get that perfectly square level angle to push on, which I envisaged. So put the jack handle in, give it some pumps, see what happens. Can you hear the wood cracking? I'm hoping the brake pad will just flex in the middle. That seemed to happen. The wood's done an excellent job of cracking. We'll try for a measurement. See if we've actually made any progress. Well, should be about right actually. See how it looks with a template. Not bad. I think there's definitely an improvement up there. The outer lip, I have to think of a way of working on that. But the inner lip seems to have gave, which is what I wanted. The outer lip's a bit more superficial, with this being the inner side. There were a couple of lines there, I've just cleaned them up a bit, which I was hoping they weren't cracked. Give it another pump for good measure. Still work to do on the inner lip. Outer lip, I think I've achieved an improvement there. Maybe live with the inner lip as long as the outer's good. See the brake pad and the wood's deformed to shape. To think of a way of pushing this inner lip. Might just beat on it with a hammer. I'll do a dimension check. 46.5 roughly. Yep, something wrong there. 46. 46. 46. Well, might be living with that. I'll release the pressure on the jack and remeasure. Well, I've had a rethink on this and decided to dispense with a brake pad and just use a block of wood which will hopefully deform. See, the other side's a bit of a fudge due to the natural taper of the alloy. So we'll jack up some more. One thing I did notice off camera is after I released the jack near the wood split, after I released the jack, the whole alloy wheel kind of twanged back into its original shape, and that's why I'm pushing a little bit closer to the imperfection. I'm not sure if the wood's going to give. I don't see movement of the alloy, which is exactly what we want. If I basically do any damage to this alloy wheel, I'll get over it. It's not a big cost. I know you can get these professionally repaired, but I don't think it warrants that. Made it harder to see the profile now. You get the idea. I think we're getting close. Still a bit of work to do on the outer. I'm not sure if I'll ever achieve that. The jack certainly made an impression in the wood. I think I had the right idea using a brake pad the first attempt. Something a bit stronger. I'll see how that measures up. It's occurred to me you put the wheel in a kind of oval, just giving it this stress. One more pump for good measure. So I know things are going to retract. Oh, a few good pumps for good measure. Jack's a bit low on oil. So I'll have a little measure up and see where we're at. It's difficult to measure this side. .46.5 to the inner line. You can see we've got the wheel in a kind of an oval. It should twang back hopefully. Find the release tool. Right, the wheel's retracted. Might show you that on camera actually. I think we're making progress. It's only an approximation, but we're not at the 46.5, but I think the outer lip's got a lot to do with that. So with everything relaxed, we'll check the profiles again. Nowhere near on the outer lip. On the inner lip, it's looking pretty uniform. It's a shame the jack's in the way. I need to check it's good before I give it another pump. It's quite hard to tell actually. I'm going to have to remove the jack and have a look. Inner edge, definitely got an improvement in that area. A little bit of distortion there, but lower down doesn't do it. More or less aligned. Quite pleased with that. I'm just going to beat that edge out. I'm not sure how to do that. I'm going to have another go with a trusty rubber hammer and hope for the best. I'll give the wheel a few taps with a hammer, and block of wood there, fit into the groove there. We've hit it. I'm getting closer now, but maybe another mil if I can achieve it. Absolutely fine to use. I've certainly had a lot worse on my vehicle, or vehicles I've had in the past. I want to really see if I can get this as good as it can be, so I'm going to have another go and get back to you. Well, I've pounded with the rubber hammer some more, and as you can see we are really close. The only problem is the outer lip, that's not retracting. Inner lip, still got a bit more to go. You can see it fits there really well, and the outer too. But I'm not going to give in. I'm going to try and give it another little push with a jack and try and point load it there, and then we'll do a bit more hand beating and see what we can achieve. So I've got the jack now set up. It's not set up at the best angle. I'm not sure if I'm going to get away with this, but we're going to try. The fear is it all is slipping out. I'm going to put it under load, so I'll just gently apply some load. You can hear the wood cracking. That's sacrificial to the job. I do actually want the force up there. It's the top end of the alloy I need to push. If we sacrifice a few pieces of scrap wood, I don't mind. A lot of wood cracking. Not expecting to do this all in one. Every little step leads to an improvement. We've just got a tiniest gap now. Also, it tends to spring back on you, which is a bit of a frustration. Tend to have to put the alloy in an oval to achieve your objective. See, the alloy is looking quite oval now. And that's as far as I'm going to go. I'd like it to keep round. That's the objective of the exercise. I'll take the tension off and see the alloy jump back into position. Improvements have been made. Still got a bit of a lip on the outer edge, but we are really close, as you can see. Let's check the profile of the rest of it, just to see if it's been distorted in any way during this process, and it's all looking good. If it's good on the inner, it should still be good on the outer. Okay, we'll have another go at beating it and see what gives. Well, that's me done. I've spent a good bit of time beating this further with a hammer. Still not there on the lip. The inner edge is looking a lot better. It's still less than perfect. Quite pleased with that actually. I'm not so much bothered about the outer edge. But we basically converted one alloy wheel into a usable spare for the vehicle. I've definitely had a lot worse in terms of wheel buckling, and unbeknownst to me it's been fitted to the vehicle. I did apply a bit of heat with a heat gun in the final stages. My rubber hammer is looking a bit worse for wear, but I think we've had a good success, albeit not a perfect one. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more.